वेलकम बैक टू आउट एंड अबाउट। दोस्तों, कार्यक्रम के इस हिस्से में हम आपको ले चलते हैं हाउस ऑफ पार्लियामेंट, जहां पर हुआ अवार्ड्स का एक शानदार कार्यक्रम।
This evening is to promote the relationship between Britain and India. There's the investment from here to India and also to encourage the investment from India to Britain. It's bringing the people together this evening, politicians, investors, and the community leaders. It's not fundraising or money-making exercise. It is actually bringing the two nations together. We have a large diaspora here, and that diaspora is keen to build up those relationships with India and with Britain. And I think that this evening will be a message to the society as a whole that the diaspora and the investors are keen in both ways. And I hope with their efforts, we will bring the prosperity, peace, and the good relations for the future.
I think it's really important, especially for the young generation, for the rising stars, to have role models, examples that they can follow, and however they feel that there's a huge mountain to climb, the fact that other people have done it, I think, is truly important. I think it's also important for the individuals themselves. We all know that however well you think you've done, however successful you may be, to have this actually acknowledged publicly is one of the most exciting and rewarding experiences that you can have.
This event is very important. It's amongst the events where we actually show how India-UK relations are actually very, very strong and how we need to really build on them, which is why I'm delighted to see so many people from both India and the UK here from the business community. We really, really do need to emphasize that we have a very special relationship, and that relationship is only going to get stronger the more we interact and engage and, of course, do cross-channel business. And I really congratulate the organisers because I think this is an excellent idea today.
I think it's really important to celebrate the achievements that people have made in encouraging that investment between India and this country. We've got such an important diaspora here in the UK from India. They play a crucial role in our British way of life. But to then use that diaspora to make the links back to India and ensure that we here in this country are investing in India and the Indians are continuing to invest in Britain is a really fruitful relationship, and one that we should celebrate on events like tonight.
wonderful to be here tonight to continue the wonderful relationships between the UK and India, particularly around sports. We are both great sporting nations, and the Commonwealth Games went fantastically well in India, and the Olympics and Paralympics has been superb here in the UK. And tonight we want to talk about how we can build on those relationships with the great love and embracement there is of our communities here in the UK and back in India.
Well, I'm very privileged to be here. You know, India is one of the fastest growing economies in the world, and this event is very much about investment, but even more so, it's about building relationships between peoples, between the people of Britain and the great people of India. I think India is such an exciting place, but it's India in London. So welcome to India in London.
My dear friend, Right Honourable Eric Pickle, distinguished guests and ladies and gentlemen, it's a great honor and a privilege to welcome you all to this House of Commons area. It's now becoming annual event. The purpose of this forum is to build and strengthening the relationships between India, Indians, and Britain and British.
I'm stood here just at the beginning of the dinner to celebrate British and Indian cooperation on business. Important occasion. Britain is an important trading partner with India, and I'm delighted that business is growing, and I'm particularly delighted about the amount of investment from India into the United Kingdom.
As a child, I remember reading something about India by the American author Mark Twain. And it kind of caught my imagination, and I've got it written down here. You're probably very familiar with it. It talks about India, and it says, talking about India, that cradle of the human race, birthplace of human speech, mother of history, grandmother of legend, great-grandmother of traditions. And it goes on to say that one land that all men desire to see, and having seen it once, by even a glimpse, would not give the glimpse for the shows of all the rest of the world combined. Now, I have that very much in my mind the first time that I set foot on Indian soil. And I instantly fell in love with the country and instantly understood exactly what Mark Twain meant all those years ago about the power, the excitement, the vivacity of India.
I think this is hugely important. I think it's an important event in Parliament, and the growing investment that we see between our two countries is incredibly important. I hope we see mutual advantage. India is growing massively as a country. I see it in my own constituency. I've got Tata Steel in my constituency and been responsible in the shadow ministerial terms for the automotive industry. We see what fantastic work's been done with Jaguar Land Rover. So I think that enterprise, that innovation and entrepreneurialism that we see with Indian business leaders is so very important. We can learn a lot from each other and hopefully produce mutual wealth creation and job opportunities.
It's an excellent event. I think we owe it to Honorable Mr. Virendra Sharma ji for this excellent initiative he has taken, and where all these Indo-British business executives are able to meet together in the House of Commons and then further business interest of both the countries. I think it's in the long-term interest of both countries.
इन अवार्ड्स के कार्यकर्ताओं को और अवार्ड विनर्स को हमारी ओर से हार्दिक शुभकामनाएं। आज के लिए इतना ही। अगले हफ्ते फिर मिलूंगी आपके मनपसंद कार्यक्रम आउट एंड अबाउट में। तब तक के लिए नमस्कार।